We start off this morning at Korea's southwestern Jindo Island, where a deadly sinking of the Sewol-ho ferry disaster happened roughly 3 years ago. More than 300 people, mostly high school students, died in the sinking, and still 9 of them are missing. With that, calls have been growing for the salvage of the ship, and finally we're seeing some progress on that front. We're now some 20 hours into the salvage operation. No easy task considering the sheer size of the ferry and the strong currents in the area. Let's get an update on the progress overnight from our Shin Se-min, who's on the ground for us. Se-min, it must have been a long night, but so far, is the salvage operation going smoothly?
It's been an all-out, ongoing overnight operation out in the waters just off the coast of the island. And now, from where I'm standing at Paekmokang Harbor, the nearest point of land from the actual tragic site, we're not getting a clear sight of the operation taking place. As you can imagine, the sun has yet to come up yet as well. However, the Oceans Ministry has confirmed a little over 2 hours ago that the part of the vessel is now officially above the water line for the first time in 3 years. Now, you have to understand this is a monumental task, bringing a 145-meter long, 6,800-ton ferry up from the seabed. Such a dangerous and complex operation can only be done when the sea is calm, with waves under 1 meter and with the wind speed below 10 meters per second. And I was able to see some people from time to time throughout the night cautiously watching the efforts and hoping the weather holds and the ferry can finally be brought to the surface and the families of the 9 people still missing can get some closure. Jihae?
Right, so the first phase appears to have been successful. What's the timeline for the rest of the day, providing the weather and sea conditions stay favorable?
Well, things seem to be going as according to plan, at least for now, that is. Now, the goal is to bring the ferry up above the sea level, 13 meters, that is, by 11 a.m. Korea time, and that's 5 hours away from now. The operation being conducted by Korea's Oceans Ministry and Shanghai Salvage, a Chinese state-run company, is being carried out in a very cautious manner, partly because there are still 9 bodies missing, which could also be inside the vessel. Now, that's also why the engineers are taking the vessel out of the water without cutting it into pieces, and have also cast a net around the ferry to help recover the bodies believed to be still trapped inside. Now, once the ferry is 13 meters above the water surface, it'll be placed onto a semi-submersible ship for transport to Mokpo Newport, some 90 kilometers away from the disaster site. The ferry will remain there for at least 8 days and will be searched for bodies. So it's going to be a long haul, but there's hope the families of the missing will finally be able to say goodbye to their loved ones, and we might get some answers on what caused a dreadful event overall. Jihae?
Right, such a long-awaited salvage of the bereaved families. Thanks for that report, Se-min. We appreciate it. And now the awful day